Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Tonight we're still busy doing all the stuff it takes to get the ship turned back into a museum. It's really tough to take a construction site and turn it into a museum in 2 weeks, but that's an ongoing process. So here is some of the time-lapse footage of the ship in transit. This is our trip from Paulsboro, New Jersey, where we were deballasting, all the way to Camden, our home port. This move took place last week, Thursday, June 20th, 2024. The move was timed to coincide with the high tide. We wanted a high tide when we were coming back into our berth. We left our berth at a high tide, and the plan was to come back at the exact same draft at the whatever the high tide was that day. So that's what dictated we wanted to arrive around 1:24 in the afternoon. So because of that, we all boarded the ship around 10 in the morning. In addition to staff and a couple of guests who were able to attend, we had Commander Haley, who is going to be the first commanding officer of the commissioned USS New Jersey in September when that happens, submarine SSN 796. She's a Virginia-class attack submarine, which is currently completed trials, I believe, and we're just waiting for her commissioning in September 14th. Along with him was another officer and several of the enlisted sailors from the crew who were able to come up and ride Old New Jersey? Which makes those, I can't remember, 6 or 7 sailors, the only people in the world to have ever sailed on the Battleship New Jersey and the submarine New Jersey. We had great weather all day. The wind was a little bit much. Our signal flags don't like windy days, but it was certainly much better weather than in March when we initially towed the ship. This was our 4th time towing the ship, so nothing too new or exciting. We were all old hats at it by this point. The one interesting thing was going under the Walt Whitman Bridge. We knew, of course, that the ship would fit because we were able to safely transit under the bridge to get to the dry dock in the first place. To do this, we had to remove the mast and the radar antenna. For this transit, I got to climb all the way up to the O13, the radar platform, and watch it. And we had at least a curator and a half of clearance. Standing on top of the platform with my arm raised, I could not touch the bridge as we went underneath. So we had plenty of room, even though we were approaching high tide. Rush to schedule cranes and everything else to get the ship reopened for tours. The mast and the radar antenna will likely be going up later this fall. We're focusing on the things that are essential for getting the ship open for tours as soon as possible, and we're looking for an early July opening date. It'll be almost certainly the first week in July. Otherwise, replacing the mast and radar antenna is just one more of the ongoing restoration and preservation projects that we have going since the end of dry docking. Dry docking, of course, is not the end of the restoration of the ship. It is just setting a baseline for the underwater part of the ship, and now we can continue to do work above water. I hope to see you on board on either June 29th or July 3rd, when the upper decks of the ship will be open for the fireworks shows here on the Delaware River. Otherwise, hopefully you come out and take a tour as soon as the ship fully reopens later in July. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate your support. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to donate to support the museum. You can also support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find about us in the channel. Thanks for watching.